Hello everyone, my name is James and this is the Easter Egg Hunter. So today we're going to start purely focusing in on Nintendo related secrets, facts, Easter eggs, references and cameos. The rules are quite simple. The games in question had to be released on Nintendo consoles, produced by Nintendo themselves or perhaps a third party developer, but if that is the case then the games must contain Nintendo characters or have something relating to Nintendo in some way. When it comes to picking from the vast collection of machines in Nintendo's FZero X title, opt for the Great Star, which has a body registered as E, the boost rated as A, and the grip ranked at D. It so happens that these particular initials EAD actually represent Shigeru Miyamoto's studio of entertainment, analysis and development. You can also now see that the driver is named Mr. EAD, whom also sports a star on his belt and even has similar facial features to that of Mario. One of the many unlockable vehicles, named the Little Wyvern, is supposed to be slightly based on the Star Fox R-Wing and is even piloted by James McCloud, a member of the Galaxy Dogs, which is a play on Star Fox. James McCloud also shares the same name as Fox McCloud's father and clearly sports the same Star Fox attire. Then to finish off FZero X, make your way to the Joker Cup, where for the first race you'll take to a multicoloured track named appropriately Rainbow Road, and is exactly the same layout as that featured in Mario Kart 64. In the tournament mode of Mario Smash Strikers, known as Mario Smash Football in Europe and Australia, the game's final matchup is against the Super Team, a robotic clan which differ from previous matchups, as here every single member wields the ability to perform a super strike rather than just the team's captain. A somewhat tough opponent, but oddly, Next Level Games decided not to include them when it came to the sequel, Mario Strikers Charged Football on the Wii. Whether that had something to do with Nintendo or not, I'm not entirely sure, but sadly for the Super Team, their appearance was reduced to this scene in the game's credits. Up next we have Star Fox 64, the first N64 title to utilise the Rumble Pack, and a game which name was changed to Lilac Wars in Europe so that it was not confused with a German company called Starvox. Anyway, by warping from Meteo or taking the normal route out of Sector Y, Fox and the team will descend upon Katina, where the enemy has gathered upon the frontline base. The stage is set in all range mode. It is actually really fun since there are plenty of enemies to pluck out of the sky. Then several minutes in, a gigantic alien ship arrives, releasing new enemy fighters into the sky while it centres itself over the base. Fox must take out the alien ship by destroying the 4 hatches that open up underneath every so often and quickly, as by failing to do so the mothership will unleash a mighty powerful weapon, destroying everything that lays in its wake. And this whole entire mission is based on the final alien battle that occurs in the movie Independence Day, and even your guide Bill Gray, a part of the Cornerian Defence Force, is named after General William Gray from the film. As you approach the ending of Sector X, a large-looking incomplete robot will arrive, vowing to terminate all enemies and even asking where is the creator, which is kind of odd, though is actually something that makes perfect sense. You see, this enemy is known as the Spyborg to most of us, however in Japan it was referred to as HVC-09. HVC stands for Home Video Computer, as in the codename for the Nintendo Family Computer or Famicom, much like the doll you see on the base of Nintendo's GameCube and accessories, since its codename was the Dolphin. And while the Famicom was given a code of HVC-001, the Spyborg had a code of HVC-009, though it was never released, left incomplete, and could very well have been a prototype of Rob the Robot, which came out later, bearing the code of HVC-012. And so this boss was based on that very incomplete accessory, though part of its head was created using part of the N64 console. Rather than visit the game of Donkey Kong Country 2, which we have touched upon on the odd occasion in the past, this time however we are just going to look into the manual. We're on page 18 that supplies a reference and guide to what each of the barrels do throughout the game. It is on bullet point 3 that refers to the plus and minus barrels that is of real interest. As it reads, plus and minus barrels are found on different roller coaster levels. The plus barrels will add time to the timer, the minus barrels will send you to the minus world. Ah, wrong game. Which is a really neat reference to the minus world glitch from Super Mario Bros. On the NES. Then, why not turn to Cranky's tips on page 32, where he has a good old rant. See, I knew you'd have to come crying to old Cranky, begging him to share his vast gameplay knowledge with you. Did you really think that just because you tortured yourself by reading this boring manual, I would actually reward you with some free hints? Sure, you can pay for my hints in the Monkey Museum like everyone else. I did hear that rag Nintendo pal will be printing up some sort of strategy guide for this game, though I don't know why, since the game doesn't require any strategy that I could find. Anyway, if you really want to waste your money on it, you might actually learn some of the secrets, but don't expect to find me in their guide. This is the last pitiful cameo appearance I'm going to make. Secrets, my beard. The only thing that's secret is the gameplay, because I can't find any. Nintendo Software Technology brought us 1080 Degrees Avalanche in 2003 for the GameCube and added a few really neat touches to unlock and observe. As at any time, browse through the high score option, preferably before you start punching in your own name, as here you can find 3 initials per ranking. You should actually be adding each of the 3 rankings together. For instance, by checking the records for Ski School, you see TENEIGHTY, as in 1080, and you will find many more, including ones representing famous people, developers, all things Nintendo, and artists that produce music for the game's soundtrack, and here are just a few examples. We Love GameCube, NJF Big Dog, Who Are You, EAP Was Big, GameCube, KJF Pop Dat, Mount Baker, TV is Great, and Cauterize. You can also unlock various special boards by gaining gold trophies from the Gate Challenge option. After acquiring 5 of them, you will be treated to the Old School board, an NES controller complete with Mario jumping sound effects, though that is not all. As once you have this board, select a stage, it doesn't matter which one, and pause the game once underway and punch in up, down, left, right, B, A. Almost a Konami code, but not quite. The game will automatically commence and initiate a really neat pixelated feature. But to finish off this episode, try this exact process, though this time taking to the Powder Fret course, where the pixelated Easter egg will cause the game to completely glitch out. everyone, this is James, and if you ever want to know what else I get up to, then you can always find and follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And if you're new to the channel, then why not subscribe and become part of the journey as we explore secrets, Easter eggs and glitches every single week. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.